So this is a demo of a working 5P. Um, a lot of it looks the same, of course, until we do make the moves, make the program make the moves. A couple of things have been added to the GUI that you'll need to incorporate into your 5P. I mentioned some of the part of this before last week in terms of being able to have a more effective autoplay, that we have a pause, number of seconds to pause between moves here. I've added two labels that provide information about the equality of the state of the game. One of them is how many cards are out of order. A card is out of order if it's visible, and it is on top of a card that would not satisfy the rules of a move. So in this case, a red jack on top of a black jack is out of order. The five on top of the jack is out of order. Are there any in this that are in order? Well, the first card that's up in the stack is in order because it's not on top of anything that is incorrect. So the jack of spades, the eight of spades, the four of spades, queen of hearts, six of hearts, and queen of diamonds are all in order. Um, oh, this is the unshuffled deck, and so there are none in order. There are 24 face-up cards, not counting the seven that are the first in their list, and those are all out of order. The second label is the number of cards that are still face down. And this check one I'll explain when I get to the play. So we shuffle, and we can move cards as we did before. The undo works. I can restore each card and each play until there are no more to restore. And I can do an automatic move. And this here will do a move, and this card over here moved. And that really comes down to this check from the right. This is a very simple program. It is not very smart. It will simply look for certain kinds of moves first. It will look first to try to put to turn over a card. Then it will try, and if it can find one, it'll do it. It will then try to move a card to the from a tableau to a foundation. If that doesn't work, then it will start from the right-hand side of the tableaus, because those are the longer stacks, and you want to try to move them and get these turned over more. So it starts from the right-hand side and sees if it can move things. And the first time it comes across a move it can take, it does it. So I'll do another move. I think that may be this 10. I don't know. No. Oh, okay, so it can move back, of course. The direction of the move doesn't matter. It's searching for a card that can be moved. In this case, it moved the jack back. And so we can keep going on. And of course, that's kind of painful. Oh, notice that as I play, let's get to where an ace goes up. Well, as I play, these statistics down here are changing. We haven't turned many cards over yet. I think just this one, a couple over here. But there are now only 11 visible cards that are out of order. And we'll keep, so as I move those things should change. And eventually, now let's go into autoplay mode. And here, every second, it's going to update. And that's as far as it goes. Okay. We can replay that. and we can make it go faster. And essentially the only delay is in getting the screens updated, the image updated. When I get to this point, the player, me, I can try to, there are a couple of rules here. One is you're not allowed to make a move which breaks a run. So here we have a run of things. I can take this queen as a user. I can move it over here. To play the game, I don't allow that because, for one thing, you can get into cycles, and that's difficult to predict how that's going to happen. For the other, it just creates a whole lot of it makes it very, very difficult to figure out lots of things. So on the other hand, once the game is ended, the user might be able to do something better by breaking a run here, but you're not allowed to do that in your automatic one. Okay, so this particular, I don't know what I changed here, but this particular game, which is the first one other than the unsorted one, when we looked from the right to the left, had somewhere around 13, just 2 cards came up here. This is the thing. And now if we replay that, and now I turn off the check from the right, and instead we'll check from the left. There's no guarantee which one is better, but we'll do the autoplay of that and see how far that goes. And that got a few more cards put up here. We got 4 put on the foundations. The cards out of order dropped from like 11 to 4, and the hidden cards went from 13 to 6. So that was better to play that way. So let's go to a new game, and we'll do an autoplay on that one. And that one put up 4 cards, and there were 9 out of order and 16 hidden. But if we go checking from the right and we replay, it's a different story. And this game, in fact, is won by the player, or the program, as the case may be. But there are variations. I haven't run a whole lot of them, but there are certainly ones in which checking from the left is better than checking from the right. Your results should match these because the specifications I've posted give you a specific order in which you must choose the moves that you're going to make, and that you need to maintain that. So there are some other aspects of the game too that have been added in. One is that you should be gathering some information about the number of moves that can be made. Most of the points for the assignment don't require you to find any more than a single move at any given time. The last 10 points, however, require you to find all moves, all legal moves, or all acceptable moves. There are 2 kinds of moves that are not acceptable. One is to break a run. So in this particular, again, I don't see any in the initial deal. Oh yeah, here's a 6-5. You would not be able to move this somewhere else, even if it could move. And secondly, we're not allowing moves to go from the foundation to back to the Tableau. I can do it. The person can do it, but your program cannot. Again, it creates too many options that make it much too easy to go in an infinite loop. By not allowing breaking of runs, it puts enough of a constraint that it's hard to get an infinite loop. I haven't gotten one yet, and I'm not sure how I could. Because every time you do a move, you have to increase the number of cards that are in order. And if they're in order, you can't make them out of order. So that can only be a decreasing number here. Okay. But those last 10 points are to have you gather and all the possible moves. Still, you have to pick the same one you would have picked otherwise, but you report at the end of each move all the possible moves that could have been made, and then those will go to standard output or saved in a file, which my current reporter.log does not do, but I will probably change it to do that. You need to download a couple new files. You need to download a new GUI that has these features in. You need to download a new reporter, which lets you record the moves when there are multiple moves. And you need to download a new version of the game.java, but it's a new version of the starter code for 5i, so you want to be sure not to wipe out your existing 5i game.java. So I've renamed it game 5p, and there are just some chunks of code you have to copy from that that are designated in the code and in the specification, which a new version has also been posted. So I hope that gives you an idea of what you should be doing.